Dear subscribers and friends, welcome to your cricket happenings show as usual. Well, in this particular part of this cricket happening show, I'm going to look at the 2020 match that happened between Australia and West Indies, where Australia prevailed over West Indies and George Bailey was the captain of the Australian team. And also looking at the first test match, which is almost coming to a result now with England 111 for 2 at close of play. Another 229 runs still more to make, but there are 2 more days, a definite result there. And as far as England is concerned, England are the ones I would say would have to really play out of their skins tomorrow to probably. There's no draw over here. It could only be a win or a loss. So both the teams are having chances, but I think it is slightly turning towards the Sri Lankan way because it's the fourth day. Rangana Herath is a bowler who has already caused a lot of problems. He has in the second innings too. He has picked up some wickets, so it's not going to be easy. Even though Kevin Peterson and Jonathan Trott have ducked themselves in pretty well after that early loss of 2 wickets, but we look out for a very enthralling day's play as far as the fourth day is concerned at the Galle cricket ground. So let's first head towards that particular match and see what happened, and then I'll come back to the Australia West Indies match. So looking at this particular match where England today, Sri Lanka resumed at the overnight score. They stretched the score to 214. Dinesh Chandimal was an early victim today. He was gone. Monty Panesar picking up his wicket there. He was gone. Caught Kevin Peterson bowled Monty Panesar for 31 with 5-4. So it was a very vital wicket that Monty Panesar had there. After that, Prasanna Jayawardene came, and Prasanna Jayawardene was the one who stretched that lead really further and set up a target of 340 for the Englishman, because what Prasanna Jayawardene did well was he negotiated the spin very well, and he was also aggressive. He was also getting the runs. He knew that he is into the company of tailenders, because when Suraj Ranadevia left, who was LBW bowled Graham Swan for 18 with 2 4s. Prasanna Jayawardene decided to really go for the strokes. He actually hit 3 4s and 3 6s. One of the 6 was hit of Graham Swan. The other 2 coming of the bowling of James Anderson and it was Stuart Broad, and they were all pull strokes, very well done. What was good about him was he was not going and hitting every ball. He decided to bide his time at the crease, and also not only shielded the tailenders, but he also took it upon himself to get the runs when needed at a very appropriate time. And he finished unbeaten on 61 with 3 4s and 3 6s. Rangana Herath was bowled with Graham Swan for 7. Chanaka Velgadrav out for 13. Lakmal was out for 13. And Graham Swan once again returning his 12th 5-wicket haul in Test cricket, as Graham Swan 30 overs 5 maidens, 82 runs and 6 wickets in his bag. 214 Sri Lankans were all out, just setting a target of 340 for England with 2 days to go, I would say, and 2 days to go, and also one session there. Anderson, 10.3 overs, 2 maidens, none for 26, 11 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 33 for Stuart Broad. Monty Panesar getting amongst the wickets, 24 overs, 6 maidens, 59 runs and 2 wickets. Samit Patel, 9 overs, 4 maidens, none for 9. So today, if you look at the fall of wickets, there was not much. I mean, probably only 5 to 6 wickets fell. So that really tells you that the pitch is behaving in a different manner, or whether the English batsmen have been able to put up a greater application than before. One does not really know, but well, there is turn on the pitch available. There's no doubt about that, and that's what enabled Rangana Herath to pick up those 2 wickets. In fact, chasing 340 to win the match, England lost Andrew Strauss. In fact, they lost Alistair Cook initially, who was caught by Prasanna Jayawardene behind the wicket of the bowling of Rangana Herath for 14 with 3 boundaries. Andrew Strauss, actually, it was a good delivery from Herath, which had Alistair Cook groping, and Andrew Strauss trying to drive past mid-on. Tilakendra Dilshan picking up the catch of the bowling of Rangana Herath of 27 with 2 4s. And what was good was Mahela Jayawardene very, very attacking captaincy. He had a very close-in cordon for the openers, and and also when Jonathan Trott was batting, just putting the pressure on them, and the score at 48 for 2. It looked like probably England are going to struggle once again, But Jonathan Trott, with his very door batting display, was not out on 40 at close of play with 5 fours. Kevin Peterson giving him admirable company, not out on 29 with 4 boundaries. Both of them looking confident with their strokes and really negotiating the spin bowling very well, which was good to see. And that enabled England to finish at 111 for 2 to set up an enthralling day's play as far as the 4th day is concerned, where both the teams have chances, but I think it is slowly tilted towards the Sri Lankan way, because the reason being the spin. It's a 4th day, and I think they really have to play out of the skins, because they have a very good player of spin coming in next. That would be Ian Bell, and that would be very good to see, because he already hit some good form. Whether he goes or goes the distance, that is going to be a very crucial if at all England has to win this match, because Ian Bell's presence is going to be very important according to me. And it's good news for England that he has already hit form with that 50 odd runs that he had in the first innings. So we have to wait and see. Chanaka Velgadra, none for 16. The wicket taker Rangana had 15 overs through maidens, 3 maidens and 2 for 52. I'm not going to go into the details, because I need to just talk about the game, the 2020 match, which happened between West Indies and Australia. Well, as I said, this match is really set up here. As I said, both the teams having a chance, but slowly tilted and slightly tilted towards Sri Lankan way, with Rangana Herath posing a big problem there as far as England is concerned. But well, if Kevin Peterson and Jonathan Turk can continue their good work and Ian Bell can join the party, that would be something that England would be proud of. Well, we will know about it tomorrow. But right now, let's go into the visual cricket ground in St. Lucia in West Indies, where Australia have beaten the West Indies by 8 wickets in a 2020 game. Very comprehensive victory, I would say. West Indies made 150 for 7, batting first. Contributions coming from Johnson Charles, 24 of 16 balls with 4 fours. Dwayne Smith, unfortunately, was a failure. There was much talked about him, because he had hit some good form in the domestic tourneys there in West Indies, and he was doing well for his county side. But Dwayne Smith was out for 10, early victim of Brett Lee there. Krumar Bonner made 24 of 33 balls with 2 fours, but the person who did it was Kieron Pollard, who smashed the bowling to get a 50 of just 20 balls, becoming the first West Indian to actually score a 50 in just 20 balls. He holds a proud record as far as West Indies is concerned. He was not out on 54 of 26 balls with 2 fours and 5 sixes. All the sixes were hit with brute force there, and well, he was the man who actually helped West Indies to a score of 150 for 7. Bowling figures, well, 3 for 27 for Daniel Christian, 2 wickets to Brett Lee, and 1 to Shane Watson. Daniel Christian and I thought Xavier Doherty came under the pump as far as Pollard was concerned, because his strokes were really hit with brute force there, and they finished at 150 for 7 of 20 overs. As far as Australia were concerned, they didn't absolutely, there was no panic. They definitely lost an early wicket in the form of David Warner, who was bowled by the Krishmar Santoki, the left arm seamer. He was out for a duck, but Shane Watson with 69 of 43 balls, 5 fours and 6 sixes, absolutely smashed the bowling. He was someone who was a rival to Kieron Pollard, so he showed what Pollard showed in the beginning. By thrashing the bowlers all across the park. He hit some very big sixes of the spinners, and he also hit Sammy for a 6. He put Kieron Pollard for a 6. His contribution was 69 of 43 deliveries, 5 fours and 6 beautiful sixes. Michael Hussey was snarled out on 59 of 45 deliveries, 4 fours and 2 sixes. George Bailey remained not out on 21, hitting the winning run there of 17 balls with 2 fours, 153 for 2. Australia walking over the West Indies in this 2020 match in 19 overs. And bowling figures doesn't make any happy reading. Santoki 1 for 27, Mathurin 4 overs 1 for 33, Nareen bowled good, 4 overs for 21, Darren Sammy 2.1 overs, no maiden, none for 22, Dwayne Bravo's 3 overs cost him 21, 1 over for 16 for Kieron Pollard, never bowled after that. Dwayne Smith 1 over cost him 12 runs, and West Indies were beaten fair and square in this first 2020 match between West Indies and Australia. And Australia winning the match by 8 wickets. George Bailey was the captain of the team, and what a proud captain he would have been. And man of the match went to Shane Watson for his very aggressive knock. Well, on this note, I would like to end my cricket happening show, but keep an eye on tomorrow's 4 days play, England and Sri Lanka. Whether it's going to be a twist in the tail or not, we don't know. But well, England would be proud if they could get themselves out of this and probably go for a victory. But as I said, it's going to be very very difficult. The ball is turning. Rangana Harith is going to bowl quite a prove quite a handful, and it all depends on whether how they actually tackle the guiles of Rangana Harith with all his variations and his turn and spin, and also Ian Bell getting a good knock will matter a lot because he's a very good player of spin, and also Jonathan Trott and Kevin Peterson has to drag this partnership along. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Happening show for today. See you all tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye and good night. Thank you.